Still, the school board determined he violated employee policies, and they say Breslin decided to resign. The U.S. House tonight passing a war powers resolution, largely symbolic, demanding President Trump seek congressional approval before taking any further military action involving Iran. The final votes mostly along party lines. Democrats say they want to rein in the president. Many Republicans say questioning his actions weaken America or weakens the country. All this after a U.S. missile strike killed a top Iranian general, and Iran responded with missile strikes aimed at Iraqi bases housing U.S. troops.
These are split-second decisions. You have to make a decision.
President Trump failed to consult the Congress, failed to secure specific authorization.
Again, the war powers resolution is non-binding. Here at home, several dozen people in Stuart rallying tonight, fearing an escalation in the already tense U.S.-Iran relations. WPTV News Channel 5's Megan McRoberts reports on the message they are hoping to deliver.
Well, lining up with signs, more than 50 people showing that they do not support President Trump's recent actions, adding tension between the United States and Iran. However, others saying that they do support the president and say any fears of possible war are unfounded.
No Trump war!
Along the Roosevelt Bridge in Stuart.
He's still our president, whether you like it or not.
Voices from both sides of the issue wanting to be heard, showing how they feel about the latest actions by President Donald Trump.
This is to let Trump and his administration and Congress all know that we the people do not want another war.
Athena Medju organized Thursday's MoveOn.org anti-war rally, organized because of escalating fears that more violence is possible.
I come from a military family and my son-in-law is a Marine.
Make pizza, not war.
And we do not want any further provocation and escalation of this situation with Iran.
I think it shows support for our members of Congress. And I think it brings awareness to the situation and the issue.
But several supporters of President Trump
4 more years, baby.
joining in too.
Something was done to protect this country, to protect our freedom. And, there's things they can tell you and there's things they can't tell you.
Saying despite high tensions, they do not feel a war with Iran is imminent.
We're not there. Not there at all.
Supporting the president's actions.
There's a lot of support here, as you can see. There's a lot of support, a lot of thumbs up.
All peacefully but passionately standing here to be heard.
We are participating in our right to democracy. I mean, what is more American than that?
And this rally just one of potentially hundreds of other rallies organized nationwide through MoveOn.org. I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
Tonight, there is new evidence to support the belief that a missile shot by Iran aimed at U.S. forces in Iraq is what ultimately took out a plane full of people over Tehran, the Boeing aircraft taking off moments before then falling from the sky. All 176 people on board died Tuesday, including 63 Canadians. Iran now inviting other impacted countries to participate in the crash investigation. That includes the United States, since the Boeing jet was manufactured here. WPTV News Channel 5, the first to alert you to the arrest of a South Florida man accused of threatening to kill President Trump. Tonight, 26-year-old Chauncey Lump charged with making a false bomb report. Investigators say the threat was made over the holidays while the first family was in Palm Beach County. According to federal agents, the 26-year-old was armed in a Facebook Live video, and it was a Facebook employee who tipped off the Broward County Sheriff's Office. Lump is being held in Broward County on a $100,000 bond.
We're seeing a lot of people that don't appreciate or understand the seriousness of putting words into social media or stating things online where they potentially will have some repercussions.
Tomorrow, Lump will appear in a federal courtroom. New at 11, a Vero Beach man's sentenced to jail for spitting on another man wearing a MAGA hat, Make America Great Again hat. Surveillance video showed the incident at an Indian River County bar last October. Despite leaving the scene, investigators identified Matthias Ajbel as the man in the video. Today, a judge handed down a 90-day sentence in the case after he pleaded no contest to a battery charge. Permanently deleted. That's what federal prosecutors are saying about surveillance footage taken from outside Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell on the day of his first suicide attempt. According to a court filing, officials at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York accidentally saved footage from a different floor of the facility. Epstein, who was a part-time Palm Beacher, eventually died by suicide, investigators say, while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. A scare inside a Boost Mobile store in West Palm Beach. A van crashed right through the store late this afternoon, Southern Boulevard, east of I-95. The business was open at the time. Thankfully, no one hurt. Police are investigating, and the owner tells us not the first time a vehicle has crashed into a store. Lake Okeechobee levels and toxic algae discharges grabbing attention in Washington again. A representative of the Army Corps of Engineers testified before Congress today about the lake level for the coming year. Local Republican Congressman Brian Mast pushing the Army Corps of Engineers to set a goal of 11 feet for Lake O water levels.
Sir, this is one of our biggest priorities, to find the right place to do it. I'm not committed to a number, but I'm telling you, it's definitely a lot more like what we did last year than what it was several years ago.
Last year, there were no problems with toxic algae blooms, no significant ones, which Mast and others believe was due partially to lower lake levels. Well, the 46th annual Stewart Boat Show kicks off tomorrow. This year on track to be the largest show to date. 500 boats on display, more than $25 to $30 million worth of money expected to be pumped into the local economy. And they're gearing up for 18,000 people over the next 3 days. The gates will open tomorrow at 10. If you're heading out, be safe and have fun. In 60 seconds, they bark, they bite. Now they're nearly bulletproof. The first look at these police pups in their new protective vests. The countdown to the Super Bowl is on. So is the effort to stop a spike in human trafficking during the biggest weekend in football. And everyone move over. The Sunshine State's now the top moving destination in America.
WPTV tomorrow morning. He lost his leg fighting for our country.
Meet the remarkable Florida man running 2 Disney marathons this weekend.
Chopper 5 has your exclusive views about breaking news and traffic.
Storm Team 5 all about your weekend forecasts.
We'll see you 4:30 to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
This is News Channel 5 at 11. Thanks for making WPTV South Florida's most watched television station.
New protection for K-9 officers in our community. K-9s with the Martin County Sheriff's Office, Jupiter Police, and Stewart Police were given custom-fit Kevlar vests today. K-9 Strong Inc. behind this new layer of protection. The nonprofit formed after PBSO K-9 Seagull was shot and killed on Christmas Eve more than a year ago.
It's only fair that he has a vest as well. This gives us a tool in the toolbox to make sure he's safe just as much as I'm safe.
These K-9s will start using the vest immediately. A new push to prevent human trafficking in South Florida during one of the biggest events in the world. Florida's Attorney General partnering with Uber to educate drivers on how to spot human trafficking, all tied to the thousands of people headed to next month's Super Bowl in Miami. The big event brings traffickers to town. In Miami today, Ashley Moody, the Attorney General, and Uber held the first driver education event to help report crimes. On a lighter note and a happy note, Super Bowl 54 party time around the corner, and West Palm Beach will be rocking on Thursday, January 30th, 3 days ahead of the big game in Miami. A 90s rock band will be on the city's waterfront. Mayor Keith James made the big announcement today.
Without further ado, I am pleased to announce that we huddled together and selected Smash Mouth as a headliner for Super Commanders by Night.
Small businesses among those excited for the business they expect to come their way, all part of the Super Bowl buzz that translates into fun and busy cash registers. Well, keeping people out of jail for missing jury duty, a Riviera Beach State Representative's bill aims to do just that. It's inspired by this young man. Last year, you recall, a Palm Beach County judge sentenced DeAndre Somerville to 10 days in jail after he claimed he overslept and missed jury duty. Well, there was a national backlash to that, and the judge vacated the sentence ultimately. This bill would not let people off the hook completely for missing jury duty. They could still face a fine. A new home for firefighters in Westlake tonight. The grand opening of Fire Station 22 comes with the expectation of quicker response times. The new station includes an advanced life support engine and rescue unit. Before today, the fire station was located in a shopping plaza, and in 2018, Contact 5 investigators discovered the average response time out of Fire Station 22 was higher than many other stations in the county.
The main priority that we have right now is to improve response times, and being able to have a station that the trucks can get in and out of much faster will improve the response times for those that are calling 911, and in the end it'll save lives.
Fire Station 22 is also built to withstand the impact of a Category 5 hurricane. Should medical marijuana businesses be allowed in Boca Raton? That's the question city leaders there will discuss next week. One survey says 3 out of 4 Boca voters want the medical marijuana dispensaries. City staff, though, worried about a potential lack of regulation. The mayor says state law would require the city to treat the dispensaries like any other pharmacy. Tomorrow's the first chance to weigh in on a land battle in Jupiter Farms. The developer wants it rezoned so he can build an indoor soccer facility and fields. The land would have to be rezoned from rural residential to commercial recreation. Some neighbors fear that could open the door to more development down the line, and that issue is on tomorrow's Planning Commission meeting agenda. Well, the man who some called the Picasso of golf course design died this morning. Pete Dye, a famed golf course architect, designed courses all over the globe. His legacy includes more than a dozen golf courses on the Treasure Coast and in Palm Beach County. Dye was 94 years old. The controversial proposal to extend State Road 7 in Palm Beach County ramping up yet again. The plan would extend the road to North Lake Boulevard right next to the preserve. People against the project are worried about the impact on the Grassy Waters Preserve. Others say the project is needed to help with traffic.
My opinion would be yes, I think we need to do it, but I hope they could find a way to preserve the natural portions.
The Transportation Agency will discuss the extension next month. An online comment form will be available as early as next week. Traffic indeed makes some room. More people are moving to the Sunshine State than any other state in the country. We're already at 21 million and counting. U-Haul's survey shows more moving trucks entered Florida than left. 3 South Florida cities, Boca Raton, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale, among the cities showing an increase in truck arrivals. Well, the 2020 Python Bowl kicking off tomorrow. Yes, there's a Python Bowl, and it's needed. Competitors are challenged to trap as many pythons as possible in a 10-day period. The governor makes it an annual hunt, saying Florida's python problem has gotten out of hand. It's not too late to sign up for the bowl. Just head to WPTV.com, where we've posted a link to the registration.
I guess you knew a Python Bowl would be coming eventually.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely need it here. All right, we are looking at another very windy night, and temperatures are pretty much at the overnight lows. A couple of quick showers possible, a little brief shower roll through Delray and in toward Atlantic Avenue. That fizzled out quickly. A couple more on the radar tonight, and again, with the winds moving so quickly, these showers, this little, well, wet weather won't last very long. Our winds, though, will last another day or two. Strong gusty winds over 30 miles an hour. The computer models, there's mid-afternoon tomorrow, still some wind gusts over 30 right into Friday night and even into Saturday. It starts to improve a little bit Saturday night and Sunday. We go from windy to just breezy. Overnight lows, as I said, we're not going to fall much more. 70s along the coast, 60s inland, kind of a mix of high 60s and low 70s across the Treasure Coast late overnight. Although we're leveling out now with that wind so strong. Partly sunny tomorrow. Hold on to the steering wheel. It's going to be another gusty day and a quick shower. Not out of the question, but it won't put a damper on your Friday plans. But anyone heading off to the beach or any boating, be careful. Small craft advisory in effect, and we also have a high rip current risk. So windy and warm day. That high responsible, it's way off the coast, and here comes another front. Makes it into North Florida on Saturday. This is a big front. There's the threat for severe weather across the southeast, but it makes it in around Tallahassee and Panama City, and then it stalls on Sunday, and it sits there, and it doesn't make it any farther south. So we're on the warm side of that, and we don't get any kind of severe weather threat here. In fact, it doesn't really have any impact on our weather at all. The high does, though. Our temperatures in the low and mid 80s. So we get into early next week. Small craft advisory for boaters, 6 to 8 up to 10. A full moon coming up tomorrow.